So let's talk about pointers in Golang. So we'll be creating a pointers. That means we'll be pointing to a specific memory where a variable is stored or wherever a data is being stored. So in the earlier videos also we saw that we were using pointers in a little bit, but here let's see what exactly pointer means and how we can create the pointers and how to use the pointers in different ways. So let's take an example. Okay, I'm taking the variable over here as variable a of type int and the value is 12, and let me print this out over here. So let's create the pointer over here. How we'll create the pointer is we'll say variable b, which will be of type pointer of integer, and then it can store the value. If I'm assigning a directly over here, then we won't be able to assign it. We have to assign the memory location of a. So I can pass using ampersand symbol, that means address of a, and let's print this value as well. Let's run this application. So you can see that we are getting the value a over here, that is 12, and for the b we are getting the address of a where it has been stored. So my b is storing the pointer location, memory location of variable a. Now if you want to find the value of this particular location, what is the value stored at this particular memory address, then you can get the value by dereferencing the pointer. So to dereference the pointer, what you can do is you can dereference using the asterisk over here. So it will dereference it and it will fetch the value whatever it is stored into that particular location. So let's run this application and check over here, and you can see that we are getting the 12 over there. So at this particular location value 12 has been stored. Similarly, this pointer we can use with any of the data types, right? Earlier we saw that we use pointer with arrays, slices, maps, structs, and all the other things that we can use pointer with. So let's take one more example of pointer using struct. Okay, so let's create one struct and we will see how we can use pointer in that as well. So what we'll do, we'll create one struct. Let me just delete all this information over here and let's delete the console. Now here what we'll do, we'll create this struct. Okay, so here we are creating the struct foo, and here inside this foo we'll create one bar object of type int. So this is the simple struct that we have created, and we will comment this as a foo struct. Okay, now let's see how we can use the pointer over here. So here what we can do is we can create the memory location and then we can assign that memory location to a struct. So we can do like this way. We'll do variable foo of star foo. Then we can assign the memory location with the new keyword. What we'll do is foo equals to new keyword, and we will assign the foo over here. Okay, so what we did over here is we just created the memory address and we assigned the memory address to our struct. So let's print this out. We'll print the foo over here. So let's run this and see what happens. So here you can see that once we print this, we will be seeing that we are getting the empty struct over here with the default values over here. Okay, in this struct we have integers, so we are getting the default values for that. Now let's see what happens before assigning that memory location to the particular struct. Okay, so let's print this over here and let's run the application again. So here what we did, we just declared the memory address, we didn't assign to it, right? So at the time we are getting null. Once we assign the memory location to the struct, at that time all our variables are being initialized with the default values if we are not passing any default values. So this is how you can create the struct. You can use the pointer locations with the new keyword and assign the memory address. Now you can see over here that you are getting the ampersand over here, right? Ampersand of the address. So you are getting the address. So you can use the dereferencing over here as well, right? We did in the earlier example. So what we'll do, we will do star over here. So that means we have dereferenced the particular pointer over here. So we'll get the exact values over here. So if we run this again, you can see that we are getting the particular value over here. Now if you want to get the particular values inside this particular struct also, so suppose inside this foo struct we have integer of bar, right? Bar of integer. Then if we want, we can get that value as well. So if I do dot bar over here, then we have to define the parenthesis over here. So once we do this way, we will be able to get the 0 value out of it. Okay, you can see that we are able to get those values. Similarly, if you want to store those values, we can do the same way. Foo.bar. We can dereference this over here and we can assign the values. Suppose I'm assigning the value 45 over here. Let me print these values again. you can see that we are getting the value 45 over here. Now if you see this code, it looks very complex, though it is very easy to understand. Like we are just dereferencing the variables, we are just dereferencing the pointer. It is very complex to go through the code, it is very complex to understand. So what Go compiler allows us to do is we can directly assign the values, and internally Golang compiler will do the dereferencing for us for the complex types. So suppose if I don't do dereferencing over here, okay, if I remove this dereferencing, then also my code should work. If I run this again, you can see that it's working fine. So all those dereferencing will be taken care of at the compiler level. So this is how you can use pointers in Golang. You can directly create the pointers, you can assign the memory address, you can use pointers in all the different data types available with complex types as well. And if you're using complex types, you don't have to dereference those variables. Compiler will take care of it internally.